The CBD-rich hemp plant is processed into infinite types of medicines and remedies. But which type should you take? There's a standard scientific method for extracting only CBD, making CBD isolate, a fine white powder that is nearly 100% CBD, processed in an industry standard way, making it virtually pharmaceutical grade. On the other hand, there are hundreds of different ways to make extracts or medicines from the hemp plant, commonly called full spectrum. Typically some type of yellowish greenish oil that seems like you can now find in every corner store in America. For the sake of this conversation, there are two forms of CBD. Isolate, a fine white powder tested at nearly 100%, and everything else. Full spectrum, broad spectrum, whole plant hemp extracts. I have worked in the natural health and legal cannabis industry for nearly 2 decades, and almost every single person has told me that full spectrum is always best. But that is not what I have found. Here's my quick breakdown of which types of CBD you should use and why. Pure CBD isolate tests at nearly 100% with an undetectable amount of THC. It's a fine white powder that is tasteless and smellless, created using standard processes that includes CO2 and other solvents like ethanol. True, it is highly processed, but that makes it highly absorbent, non-irritating, and works closely and quickly with your body. CBD isolate can be eaten, absorbed under the tongue, applied onto the skin, smoked, or many other treatments. It is the preferred method for performance enhancement, and more importantly, if you don't want anything to do with marijuana, the taste, the smell, the slight chill buzz, then stick with isolate. If you need CBD therapy to deal with a specific illness, I would encourage you to take CBD isolate because you can do much higher doses without any side effects and most often associated with full spectrum. Back to full spectrum. The whole plant hemp oil has been marketed like crazy, proclaiming that it is like a whole plant food that synergizes and harmonizes to create this healing beyond what the chemical CBD can do alone. It's a great theory, but there are some issues with it. Full spectrum, broad spectrum hemp plant extracts may be cooked in coconut oil, cold pressed, CO2 extracted into distillate, or rinsed in butane or ethanol. These methods produce a cocktail that contains the plant cannabinoids, up to 80 of them, plus terpenes, which are basically the plant natural oils, and waxes, fats. It may also contain chlorophyll, phytonutrients. There might also be leftover residual solvents, chemicals from the extraction process, as you might imagine. Those chemicals can be irritating to the skin, the throat, the stomach, as many of my clients have complained about. Those chemicals can get you feeling high, dizzy, drowsy, or foggy-headed, as many people have explained to me. And the chemical hemp soup may have enough THC in it that you could fail a drug test. Unfortunately, full spectrum is a catch-all term for the cheapest, easiest ways to make CBD remedies, and I suspect it's one of the reasons why up to 1/3 of the people who try CBD don't discover the relief they need. I want to say here that most of the companies that I have worked with and looked into, and it's hundreds of them, are doing amazing work, creating the cleanest remedies they can and delivering quality products, yet many of them are still misled by marketing on this subject. Regular cannabis users may not recognize or be bothered by the side effects of full spectrum, including the drowsiness, dry mouth, digestive irritation, slight body buzz that cannabis users are used to. But anyone who doesn't care for those feelings, not to mention the smell or the taste, needs to experience the clarity and the real focus and systematic healing that pure CBD offers. I have found that daily marijuana users can tolerate and appreciate the full spectrum hemp juices, but even those people are often surprised when they take pure CBD isolate and realize the effects are quick, noticeable, uplifting, and virtually the opposite of smoking or ingesting weed. Weed has a numbing, pacifying, withdrawing feeling, whereas CBD has high CBD hemp has a grounding, clearing, and opening feeling. Smoking. Smoking CBD isolate is immediate. It's strong, pleasant. The vape pen is the best way that I have found, and there is no faster anxiety remedy than a hit off a CBD isolate vape pen. Weirdly, it's the most effective remedy for the type of paranoia and anxiety that's caused by smoking heavy weed. CBD flower is now so popular that there are designer strains and instant online reviews. You'll have to do your homework to find a strain that works best for you. What strain is right for you? As the area between weed and hemp gets more and more gray, smoking CBD flower smells and tastes exactly like marijuana. It's calming, but it also has a bit of that body buzz that stoners appreciate and most non-stoners do not. But it also has a clearing and opening effect that is subtle but pleasant and can really calm the urges to smoke weed or cigarettes or other poor habits. Vaping distillate is the cleanest full spectrum blend, and it's the most pleasant and effective way to get the full spectrum hemp in your body. Topicals. Applying topicals to the skin with CBD isolate is faster, more absorbent, and has no weed-like smells. But it may not be as effective depending on the blend and the problem that you're using it for. Now, I've found that full spectrum blend to be much better for persistent bacterial, fungal, viral conditions. But most skin formulas already cover those bases with their other ingredients. The CBD isolate is highly absorbent, fast-acting, provides almost all the benefits of full spectrum with the anti-aging properties, pain relief, and helping maintain a good moisture and oil balance on the skin. This is a case where full spectrum offers potentially more benefit, yet potentially more risks of irritation, odor, residue, contamination. If you have sensitive skin or are sensitive to marijuana, then stick with isolate or something well processed. If you enjoy weed, botanicals, or you have thick skin, then rub your strongest tincture right on that wart. We talked about ingestion, inhalation, and absorption of isolate and full spectrum. If you are regular cannabis users, you will probably prefer, or at least be able to tolerate and appreciate the full spectrum, unless you're using CBD to enhance your state when you're not using cannabis, or you want to get anxiety under control, or you want to use large doses for therapy, for performance enhancement, or for recovery, then use isolate. My advice: for mood and anxiety, for faster results with fewer side effects and fewer weed-related issues, use pure CBD isolate. It's like a pharmaceutical-grade plant extract. But for a fuller experience, for recreational use, for a bigger buzz, plus certain topical applications, stick with full spectrum. But remember that those are more prone to impurities, complications, and side effects. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned